I remember when some time ago one of my parishioners asked me to come over to her home and bless it. The house was very modest but very well kept and very clean. When I said the prayers of blessing, the woman asked me if I could walk with her and sprinkle all the rooms with the holy water. While I was walking around the house with the holy water, I came to one small room which looked like a very small chapel. The room had no windows. The lights were dimmed. There was a little altar in the middle with a kneeler in front of it. In the center of that altar, a large cross was placed. On the walls around, almost everywhere, were all kinds of pictures and paintings of the Blessed Virgin, Jesus, and all kinds of saints. There were also different statues of saints in that room, along with rosaries hanging almost everywhere. I was kind of surprised to see a room like that in this woman's house. More than that, this was a little bit too much for me. Even for me, a priest, I thought to myself, this is too much. To change that small room into a place of prayer? I didn't ask any questions, I simply blessed the room like all the others, but I think the woman sensed that I was surprised by that chapel. So she said, "Father, I know that seeing my small chapel in my house might surprise you. Even most of my relatives and friends who come for a visit ask me, why do you have a chapel in your house? But for me," she said, "this place reminds me that Jesus lives in my house. It reminds me that in my busy life, I need to find time to be with Him. Time for a prayer, meditation, a time to read the Bible and listen to God's voice." And so each time I walk by this room, by my little chapel, I remember that I must find time for God. It is easy to forget about the presence of God in my life, she continued, with all the tasks I have to fulfill. Go to work, clean, cook, pay bills, spend time with my family, watch TV. I realized how busy my life has become, so I am glad I have this little chapel right here next to my bedroom. It helps me to slow down, to close the doors behind and quietly spend time with the Lord. After what she told me, I was humbled. I no longer thought to myself that this little chapel is a waste of space, but rather that it is a holy place for this woman. And all this reminds me about the story from the Gospel reading today. Jesus visited Martha and Mary in their home. Martha was so busy because she wanted to show great hospitality to her guest, while Mary simply sat by Jesus and listened to him speak. So no wonder Martha got a little bit impatient and angry at her sister and asked Jesus to send Mary to help her. "Tell her to help me," she said. But instead of that, Jesus responded, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and worried about many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, and it will not be taken from her." Mary has chosen to be with the Lord. She knew that everything else can wait. But being with Jesus is the highlight of her day. See, Jesus is not only in church locked in the tabernacle. Jesus also visits your home. But can you recognize His presence there? Can you see and hear Him in your own home? Or are you just too busy, like Martha? That woman who asked me to bless her house, she reminded me of Mary, who sat at Jesus' feet and listened to Him. She welcomed Jesus under her roof and made sure that in her busy life she must find time to be with the Lord, to pray, to listen, to meditate. Do you, in your busy schedule, find time for the Lord? Do you recognize His presence? Do you have time to slow down, to listen to Him, to pray? Or you are just like Martha, anxious and worried about too many things? So let's go to work, and God bless you.